Welcome to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check, waifu, waifu. Ma, tell him. Is that you?
It is. I'm lost in the mystery.
This is episode 322 of Mic Check, Waifu, Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Patreon. Patreon.com/Mic Check, Waifu, Waifu is where you can get early access to the video version of this podcast. It's where you can get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, The After Stories, where you can get access to the pre-show, which goes live 2 days before this episode goes live for everybody else. Thank you so much for producing this episode, our Patreon producers. Explicitly, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast, Fear, Simi Sensei, Frozen, T-Money, Fingers, That Needs to Talk Podcast, Christian the Archivist, aka Death Scythe, All for One Matt, Rob Stone, and last but certainly not least, our guy, Matthew H. Now, what I learned before I get into the whole rest of the rigmarole, what I learned about the Patreon producers is that when they change the order because they base it now off of when you joined. So first is the earliest. Shout out to Explicitly, June 9th, 2020. Shout out to Explicitly.
That's love.
That's love. And then followed by Ked the Pro, which is June 9th, 2021. Then Fear, January 10th. Semi Sensei, September 21st. Frozen, September 8th of 2023. Oh, no, that's not true then. Because this is September 8th of 2023 for Frozen and then 2021 for Semi. That's
maybe strange. It's the same month.
Yeah.
So they just kind of like that.
Yep, because September 12th for Team Money Fingers in 2023. That Needs to Talk, September 20th, 2023. Christian the Archivist, October 7th, 2023. All for One Matt, January 4th, 2024. Rob Stone, February of 2024. Matthew H, May 10th of 2025. Thank y'all for producing this in many episodes. That means a lot. That's great.
For years.
We appreciate you. Okay. This is the Anime Podcast. It's brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. CT sometimes. No, it was a mistake last week. We figured it out. Listen to the pre-show if you're a Patreon supporter on the but brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. CT. We bring you anime seasonal topics and discussion. The niche within a niche, because we talk about shows that don't get talked about on the interwebs anywhere, really, for the most part. And we're here to bring you another conversation. Now, we are doing a review today. We are kind of enshrined in the anime community for our reviews for being quite unique with the way they're done. We were reviewing Lord of Mysteries. I'm sure as you can see by the thumbnail and the title of this episode. But we are only, just a caveat, just a precursor. We are only reviewing it for the dub. So if you haven't watched the dub, go back and rewatch the whole goddamn thing dubbed, because then I think you will have a better understanding of what the story is and what everything is about. And it's magnificent. Spoiler alert for the review, probably. So go check out the dub version of Lord of Mysteries because it's a lot easier to follow. And that's what we're specifically reviewing this week. So that is out of the way. Now let's start off every episode as we always do. Tell, what is your episode of the week this week?
Now hear me out. It's a little edgy.
Oh.
It's a little edgy. My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. It was an enjoyable episode.
Yeah. I agree.
Fun. The dub
real good
was the main character was very Batman-esque, and that's why I was saying it's edgy, like how his voice was so monotone. I was like, are you the Dark Knight? Just say it.
Very
I enjoyed this
art
first
too.
episode, bro. So yeah, and it was very well animated, very beautiful. So
the art style is
that's my episode
spectacular.
of the week.
Good choice. Good choice. My episode of the week this week is easy. It was a few different episodes that it could have been. Well, specifically two episodes that could have been. But my episode of the week this week is the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Turn on Netflix and watch this show, please. Thug tears were shed plethora of times throughout the 1 through 7 episodes. But episode 7, another thug tear was shed because of the importance of, and this might sound, hear me out, might sound tacky, corny, whatever you want to call it, but the power of fucking friendship in this romantic show is absolutely wonderful. And it captivated my heart because it says a lot in its message, this episode, as far as what the friends go. And I absolutely adored it. Everything about it was spectacular. Watch the show, do not forget. I'll remind you, I'll text you, I'll do whatever I got to do to remind you. It's on Netflix. The dub is very good. Crystal, just do me a favor. I know you're not going to watch the dub, but just listen to Robbie's voice. Not Robbie's, but that's the voice actor name. But listen to the main character, the main character's voice in dub, and tell me if you like it. He's a dope. It's Robbie Draymond, which is an incredible voice actor. He does a really good job. Female voice is terrible. I will admit her voice isn't great. But Robbie does a hell of a job as the main male character, and he needed his flowers for that. But I want to see what Crystal think. I think Crystal might like it, just his voice anyway. But I digress. All right.
I really quick before we go on, I want to piggyback on the dub thing you were just talking about. I watched the dub of Can I ask for one more thing?
May I ask for one final thing?
May I ask one final thing?
Yeah, hilarious, right?
It's good.
It's probably one of the best dubs I've ever watched. Because
I was low key tripping.
Yeah. Oh my god, that could have been my episode of the week this week too. Because what did she say? Hold on, I have to find that now because I cry. I literally cry laughing. The way the voice actor says these things, you could tell she's just having so much fun with the role, and I absolutely adore that.
It's kind of sly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's sly, like
snarky.
Slick.
Yep. It's just perfect. But when she said, "Then I shan't hesitate to thrash his ass," the way she says that is so fucking funny, man. It is,
and his face thrashes ass.
Yeah, they do a great job on that dub. Even the Prince, in the way he's kind of like snaky, and it's a really good cast. I haven't heard anything like it in a very long time. That is that well done. Shit's so funny. Probably since what was that one show that Mappa did? The artist that she was fella in her story or in her favorite movie or her favorite movie.
Why am I thinking like Shotori or something like that? It's something.
You know what I'm talking about, but that
I know
that's another dub that was spectacular. This is on that level. It was so good. Okay. Let's give some more first impressions real quick before we move on to the review, because the review takes a while. I did mention this in the Discord, so make sure you join our Discord. Discord.mycheckwifewaifu. There's a thread for all the new episodes of the shows that we're watching. But Hero Without a Class, Who Even Needs a Skill? If that show had the budget of the banished court magician aims to become the strongest, it will be leagues better than a lot of shows this season. But because that budget is so terrible, it just takes away so much from the show that if the banished court magician aims to be the strongest, just flop the budgets. Because while the banished court magician that aims to become the strongest isn't the best animated, it still looks so much better than the Hero Without a Class. That story is kind of not great in comparison to what Hero Without a Class is. It's so frustrating because it will be so much more interesting.
The show, it's leaning heavily on the movements and actions of our main character, right? And some of the relationships.
You're talking about Hero Without a Class, right?
Yes. It's crazy because you're 100% right that if it had the budget, it would make the motion just a little bit better. And I don't know. I think the voice actors are relatively fine.
Yeah.
So it definitely could just be the motion of the show. But I will say I still very much so enjoy it. It just makes it harder to recommend because of certain scenes where it's like,
come on,
yeah, this is okay.
Because the impact isn't there, right? Like, because just imagine if the fight he did in that tournament, right, in this episode 2, imagine that, or 3, imagine that fight he does in that tournament had Shivery of a Fell Night levels of animation, or a certain the banished court magician animation. If it had that animation, how much more impactful would it be to showcase his talent, to showcase the hard work that he put through for being a classist person fighting in this tournament? It's just him like fucking quote unquote flash stepping, but in reality it's a PowerPoint slideshow of him moving to the next day. It's so bad that it's like watching it just you don't feel that impact of him showing ass right now. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of see it and it's just But if it had that oomph,
gotta use your imagination.
Exactly, which is frustrating because then I just read the manga at that point.
100%.
Any other show?
Well, I'm still here for right now.
Let me, and before you get into something, One Punch Man started this week, and I will say this. This might make some people mad. I don't care. This season premiere was the absolute worst season premiere of any show I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. It sucked so goddamn bad, Till. It was so terrible, boring. I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, do I even care about this anymore? It was so frustratingly boring and just One Punch Man of both, if that makes any sense. Nobody watches One Punch Man for dialogue. And it's just so much dialogue about absolutely nothing that doesn't even matter. It was frustrating. It was frustratingly bad.
That's crazy. I remember all the love you had for One Punch Man season 1.
I do, and 2. I love 2 was okay.
I don't know, man. I feel like season 2 you didn't have that much love for.
Yeah, and because season 2 was definitely a step down because it was less Saitama. So, I mean, obviously, when you have less Saitama in One Punch Man, you're not going to enjoy it as much as you do when you do have a lot of them. But this is worse. This was worse than anything I've ever seen as far as the premiere goes.
So, yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm about to watch it basically as soon as we're done recording here. But I do want to get Polow's thoughts on the show that I personally really enjoy. I'm just going to preface it with that. Episode 2 of Dad is a Hero, Mom is a Spirit, I'm a Reincarnator.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the Discord. This might be one of the top shows this season. Like, there's always a top 3 or 4 that we can recommend. This is definitely one of them. I love the unique concept of it, for one, where the mom and dad is still very much alive in this isekai. And the daughter is just a part of the show, but she's not the focus of the show. And there's political intrigue. There's some great characters, and so far we got no character development on anybody, but it's just a setup, and its setup is brilliant, I think, personally.
I have to agree, man. It just felt, and I said this as well, something about this show just feels too like fire. It feels like it's too good. And it's actually kind of confusing. It's a little confusing because it's like, I'm looking at the show and hear me out. While some people are going to say nothing has happened, I feel like a lot has already happened.
That's so much that happened. Yeah.
But, some people are going to be like, nothing happened in this show yet. But I'll be like, nah, man, did you not see what just happened?
I see what you said, because the whole concept of it being this isekai girl who has the ability to change elements of things, just not basically being a part of it, essentially the first 2 episodes.
But that's not even a problem, because like I'm here for the low key, the drama, the drama of the show.
Yes, indeed.
And it's like, yo, I completely forgot that was part of this, because what I think they're doing is they're laying this groundwork so effectively.
Yeah.
That I'm just enthralled with this show.
Now, could it flop? Yeah, it still could.
It could 100%. But as of right now, those are some of the most enjoyable episodes so far for this season.
It's definitely
some of. I'm not saying the most, but some of.
Top 4. And it's not number 4, I would say, personally.
Agreed.
Also, I do have a statement to say about Spy Family season 3. It was after episode 2 was done. I wrote in our Discord, I'm coming to the conclusion that this show is very rarely good, but most of the time it's just not, and it just drags and it's full of inconvenience, annoyances. And I wholeheartedly stand by that comment. I just think it's rarely good. But when it's good, it's good. Like when Lloyd is doing his thing, when Yor is doing anything, it's fucking fantastic. It looks great because Wit is amazing, obviously, one of my favorite studios. But just going through the whole Anya thing at the school, it's just so tedious and cumbersome and annoying that I'm over it. I'm over it after all this time. Like,
I'm going to say this, and it's going to be the most respectful way I can put it. I realized after season 2 of Spy Family, it's really good background noise.
Yeah.
It's high quality background noise. And I say that because you can turn your head and let Anya do whatever she's doing.
And not miss a fucking beat.
And then look back, Yor is popping off.
Yes.
And that's good. I can deal with that.
That's what made the movie so incredible, because the movie was mainly Yor focused, and it was so goddamn good. Like, I mean, unbelievably good to watch her do her thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was captivated by that movie. And then the season 3 drops, and I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. It's hard to watch. It really is hard to watch, which is sad to say, because I loved it at first.
I'm surprised you turned it on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't think you was gonna turn it on.
I'm gonna try, man. It's this thing in me right now that has compelled me to finish stuff. So on the verge of well, before I get into that, I did finish season 7 of My Hero finally. I was at episode 14 last week out of 21, and I finished it literally today, right before we started recording.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, everything that I said reigns true to this day. It's like, what it is it's so fucking just another tedious show. What it is it's momentum, hero momentum, for it to be just this random flip on his head, and then villains get momentum, and the villain momentum is 20 times stronger than the hero momentum, just for the hero can have that one little push, one little fucking conversation with a villain to turn him good again, or some bullshit. It is just, I had enough. It was the same feeling I've been having for the past 3 seasons. I just had enough. It should have ended at season 3. Like, there's no reason for it to still be going, for all this to be happening, for people to fucking come back to life, to die, to come back to life. It's just, I'm over it. And then everything that happened at the end of the season 7, it's just not a good show anymore. Because again, they do the same thing they did in, I think, season, what was it, 4 or 5 or something like that, where they interject the past or go back in time a few minutes, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes after this happened, but 20 minutes before that happened, over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, you have to stop doing this. This shit is the worst thing I've ever seen as far as pacing goes. It's terrible. You don't have to go back 20 minutes to show me what happened over here when the result is we're already here. So while we're already here doing this, don't show me what happened to get to there if you're not going to show me what happened to get to there in the first place. Just show me what gets to there in the first place and then be there, or just stay where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something happens in the past that leads you up to here, just show me that and keep it moving. Don't show me what's happening and then take me back to the past that leads to that. It doesn't make for good storytelling. It's not a great story device or pacing device at all. It absolutely sucked for that regard. And the way it ended was terrible. I would feel like I'm glad I didn't wait. I'm glad I did wait until this point to finish it, because that ending was just like, what the fuck is this? At least I can go into the next 2 episodes and be caught up, but that shit was awful.
Did you watch the first 2 episodes?
Hell no. I'm gonna wait till that gets probably dubbed and done.
Yeah, I can see that. Very beautiful.
Oh, it looks better.
Animation is definitely better than the previous seasons.
Yeah, that shit was trash last season.
But I will also say that I feel like they rectified part of that issue, but we're only 2 episodes in, you know what I mean?
That was coming.
So they could very easily jump back. And I'm thinking about how the manga ended, and I don't think that they could. There's no reason that they should do that again. But I also don't feel super attached to My Hero right now.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like people are going to watch these 2 episodes and they're going to absolutely love it. And what I'm saying is, I think that you should love it for those fans of My Hero. Mm-hmm. For what it is, I actually think that this is getting to a point to where the story is actually good and climactic. Not for me though. Not for me anymore.
It overstayed its welcome, I think.
I'm definitely going to keep watching it. And I think that's what I talked about even in the manga, is that it felt like it overstayed its welcome. It did. And sadly, that's something that I think happens more in watching than reading.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Probably because it's exhausting. You just get exhausted. Because what happens is that what I notice about each episode is that there's a specific segment that they show. And during that specific segment of that show, don't a whole lot happen. I swear, it's the fight is happening, but then it's a bunch of slow-mo shots and people talking to each other and inner monologues and slow-mo shots and a bunch of inner monologues. And I have to do this and I got to do this or else, or you shouldn't do this. You're my best friend, or I think your smile is super cute, or whatever the conversation is that they're having with this villain. It's just a bunch of that.
Smile.
Yeah, because the whole Toga and Gravity fight, but I digress. It's just a bunch of those conversations in slow motions, but there's no real anything happening. It's like, yeah, and they all might fucking in the mech suit fighting all for one or one for all, and it's just really nothing. It's like 1 or 2 punches, and then okay, all right, that's enough. But yeah, it's disappointing to say the least.
Hit the antagonist button on Polow. Just do it in your head. Just go back to from where we started. Hit the antagonist button in your head and just listen to the music while you talk again.
Pain was already hovering behind me, ready to throw hands. And then I got a couple of things on the verge of being cut, that I got to speak on before we get into the review. Reviews soon.
Let's do it.
So the thing on the verge of being cut is sadly the inexperienced, whatever the fuck it was. Here it is. Mm-hmm. The Inexpressive Kashiwada and the Expressive Oota. It was a cute episode again, but I just don't know if I care. I'm gonna speak to I'm gonna get to first impressions from Milestone, one of our Patreon producers, and share what he thinks, because what he says is kind of spot on. That, and then, oh my God, how can I forget? All right, let me keep to you. That, and then I don't know if Let's Play is gonna make it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's gonna make it. I found everything else that I watched 100 billion% more entertaining, maybe except for Mechanical Marie. That's probably a binge later. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can probably stick with that either. But is there any future cuts for you or potential on the borderline? Oh, sorry.
I was thinking the same thing. Like I might binge Mechanical Marie. The Sound of Heroes might get binged as well.
I almost forgot to mention Yano too. Yano Kun's Ordinary Days.
Really? You thinking about cutting that one?
Yeah, that shit. It's just
I was looking at that on your list and I was thinking about picking it up, but you said if it's that, if you don't like it, I'm probably definitely not.
The trope of him just getting hurt all the time and her trying to take care of him or protect him and she's falling in love with. It's just, I don't know, it's tedious.
And A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai, I'm not sure, bro.
Yeah, that one's
it normally I would say Polow and Tail ass anime, but it don't feel like a Polow and Tail ass anime.
Not much to it.
Yeah, bro. Not my funnest watch so far this season.
Yeah.
I'm really giving it a chance.
Yeah. How can we forget about though? Chitose is in a Ramune bottle. Did you start that?
I did not.
Oh no!
You know what? I was supposed to watch that too.
Yes, it is fucking incredible, Tel. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh, I cannot believe we almost skipped over it. When I tell this has the it's the first recommendation. This has My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu written all the fuck over it. Like, I don't know if it's the same fucking creator. It's probably not. Original story is by Himoru. Let's see. Okay. So the original creator is somebody completely different. But when I tell you it's very reminiscent of My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu, even Makine Too Many Losing Heroines, but on a different spectrum, right? All right, so let me just talk about this.
Immediately added to the watch list.
You have to, because what it is it starts off with this kid who is extremely popular. He's very much wanted by the ladies that's around him. But when I tell you that you can kind of like see where this is going, and I'm gonna wait till you watch it to talk about what I think this is. But he's basically tasked. He's basically says to himself that he's gonna be the hero of his class or his school. He's basically Hachiman, but in the popular version. Some kids hate him, but a lot of kids appreciate him. He's a womanizer. He turns down every girl that tries to talk to him. It's very much so. There's a reason for it because I don't know how much I want to say. You could just tell the type of person he is very quality into the reason why he does the thing he does. There's a reason why he does everything. He's tasked with bringing one of his classmates back to school, and he does it in a very Hachiman-esque way. I do want to preface this by forewarning you, it is an hour-long episode, but it's not really an hour long. It's about 30 minutes, and then at the end, there's a real-life scene with the voice actors for two of the girls that plays in the show. They're going around trying the restaurants that they do in the show. So be ready for that, because that fucked me up when that happened. Because at the end of this episode, it's like, and then it's over because these two fucking real-life girls pop up, and it was like a fucking... definitely a cliffhanger moment, but a cool one, I would say. Okay. Very good show. I don't want to speak too much on it because next week I think we should go into detail about who we think this character is and what he's doing. I think this is probably one or two top of the season, like number one or number two. Like the only thing that's coming close that'll probably beat it for me is The Dusk Beyond the End of the World. But because that show is so interesting.
Oh, Crystal said this is gonna be a good one. Holy hell. And this is the same studio that Remake Our Life, which means it's gonna tug at my heart a bit. Oh,
yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. It is fantastic.
I'm locked in. I'm in there.
I'm in there. Captivated me, bro. I'm like, at first I thought I wasn't gonna like it because of the type of guy he is, but then it starts going, and you start to get an idea of what he's doing and why he's doing it, and you're like, I see, I get it. They do a really good way of like explaining. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay. That's it. All right. That's it. We done. We're good. Early season impressions.
I'm a little excited.
All right. Now let's go into Discord and go to Rob Stone's first impressions so far. He says, good shows. May I ask for one final thing? Great start. Dub is hilarious. Inexpressive, girl. It's not for you, but it is for me. The montage style reminds me of the one actress Harem show that you also hated. Yeah. So where it doesn't have any like persistence to it. So yeah, that would make sense. Wild Last Boss appears pretty solid so far. Kamen Rider, I'm in the same boat as Tell. Don't know if it'll be good. But if it'll be good, who knows? But what it is, it has. Sorry, let me just rephrase that. Don't know how good it will be, but it knows what it is and is going for it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know what that exactly means, but
it's leaning into what it is. That's what it means.
Okay. I guess if you're not watching it, you wouldn't understand that, which I'm not. My Awkward Senpai, solid and sweet. That's all it needs to be. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm still keeping that one too. That one's pretty good. Dusk After the End, great world building, solid character work on episode 0. Facts. Classless Hero. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, as it is poorly animated and generic, but I'm really enjoying this one. That's the same exact way we feel, or at least me. I don't know how to speak for Tell. Reincarnator, which is the dad one we talked about earlier. Super interesting to focus on a new family for once. Great start. I agree. Poor starts. Let's Play. The Office. The office is an HR disaster, and the manager needs some sexual harassment training fast. My friend's little sister has it in for me. The little sister reminds me of the blue-haired monster from the in this boy-girl relationship survive. And I can't sit through another season of that. Just go to your summary. Glad that you have more faith than I do, which was it was a better episode, but yeah, still on that same trajectory though. To start, he still has to start these. The assassin exceeds the hero. Definitely start that one. The gotcha one, to speak on that too. Episode 2 was fucking disorienting as hell. I feel like
it was.
Don't you feel like you missed an episode in between? I had to go back and check.
It was just a huge jump.
Yeah, very huge jump. So watch 1 and 2. 1 is great. 2 was a little strange, but I'm gonna stick with it still. The Amazon Prime one, which is the romance one, really good so far still. Mm-hmm. And then the returning shows, Grieving Souls, really good. Second episode 2 for me. Campfire Cooking. Yeah, that one I'm enjoying too. Back like they never left. Been away, but with a higher budget. They do look like it got a higher budget than Campfire Cooking. I don't like the dragon being kind of thrown into this one though. At the start of episode 1 of Campfire Cooking. That was a little strange. But he says, overall, I wasn't confident in this season, but it's off to a great start. I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
It's definitely one of those seasons that I feel like I'm not going to be upset to cut some things from the list, like more than I would normally.
Yeah.
But it will magnify what's already good for this season.
Very much. I still feel like this is very much a catch-up season. Still, too. Next week, we are also doing cut week because episode 3 is for a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you have anything to cut, drop it in the episode, in the comments of the YouTube video or the episode's form in our Discord. But yeah, I don't know if a lot of shows are going to make it.
They're not gonna make it.
All right, now.
I think all the ones we listed might have to go.
Definitely. All right, moving on now to the review, the crux of this episode, the topic of the show, the tots, if you will. We are reviewing Lord of Mysteries, the dubbed only, as I presented at the beginning of this episode. The way our reviews work is we review a show based off of 5 categories. Those 5 categories are animation, which is the art style, visual direction, scenery, and overall viewing experience, sound design, soundtrack, composition, sound effects, and how well it tied to the visuals, pacing, the episode and episode strength, and continuity, and how well the story developed and unfolded as the series went on, the plot, the overall story, and how well it was written, and how well the story resonated with us, the viewer. And then last but certainly not least, characters, the relatability, the overall development, and the growth of the characters, and how memorable they were. We rate those 5 categories using a 20-point scale, which is 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way up into 10. And we take those rated categories, and we combine it, each individual score, to give you the Mic Check Waifu Waifu official overall score of that said show. We have about 43 shows rated on our list. We're probably missing 1 or 2 that we probably didn't put on our list, but so far since we've been doing this podcast, 43 shows. Top of our list right now is Summertime Rendering Acid Lost in Space. Those 2 are all only perfect 10s. I thought we had another perfect 10 somewhere in there, but I guess not.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, a lot of close ones though. Now we are starting with Lord of Mysteries. Tell, what was your overall thoughts of your viewing experience of Lord of Mysteries?
Hell of a ride. There were moments where I am kind of like in awe of what's happening. I am questioning what's happening, all while watching, jaw dropped for a lot of it. And I do think that the show overall, slight spoilers, just had some weight and validity to everything that it demonstrated for us.
Yeah, weight is probably the perfect term for it. Everything felt heavy. And I don't just mean like story wise and development wise or whatever, art wise. The art felt heavy. They felt cemented to the ground. They felt attached to the shit they were walking on. As strange as that sounds from an animation standpoint, but if you watch it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every footstep felt present. Every scenery felt believable, lived in. And the story, man, it's just, it was, I don't think I've been captivated in a story like this since, I can't even remember, bro. Like, this story had me like, yo, this shit is bananas. This makes me want to do like deep dives into the world and the lore of everything because I was so enthralled with everything. Like, this shit is insanely deep, for one. There's a power system we know nothing about because Klein know nothing about. There's a lot of shit going on that we know nothing about because Klein don't know nothing about. And as he slowly learns about it, and as the world builds itself by just using context clues without over explaining everything, it just becomes this brilliant, fucking gory body horror, hell of a ride mystery story that is just spectacular. I found it was just amazing. And then the dub was pretty great. You could tell a lot of the English voice actors had trouble making an English accent. But a lot of it was still really, really good. And again, if you watch this subbed, I don't know how, because I would be fucking lost in the sauce. And
too much context to have to do that.
Way too much context that could be missed. Side things that could just throw off everything. So it was incredible, though. Did you hear the voice of Ainzul Gone in there?
I don't think I immediately pinned it as that, but I definitely, yeah.
He was the professor that was ancient. So that was cool. I thought that was awesome. He's a great voice actor, obviously. Don't look how he sounds, which is funny, but I digress.
Hey, it's a lot of people who don't look how they sound. But the show, it you know how like some shows they end on a note that leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth? Like it's a little sour.
Yeah.
This was a little sweet. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm salty that it's over, but I'm not mad that it ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The context clues that was woven in during the fight, that and the way that it ended up this way, it's just crazy. It's crazy because oh man. Okay, spoilers for Lord of the Mysteries. Obviously, we're reviewing Lord of the Mysteries, so this is going to be spoilers. But when he's in that fight and his heart gets slashed, and a little bit of that, I guess, God blood touched his heart, I thought that was what revived him. But essentially, it was the fog. So whatever's giving him this fog power is the same thing that brought him back from when the original Klein committed suicide.
Right.
As we learned, he was compelled to by the fucking leader of that church, which is insane. That blew my fucking mind. But I wish you could have saw his family. At least told them that he was okay. You know?
Yeah.
That hurt. But I get why he didn't.
But it's also the figuring out what he really is at that point. You know what I mean? Because when you look at how he's positioned within the show, I think what we had our theory with the seer being probably like one of the ultimate like pathways.
Yeah.
It's got to be true. It's got to be true. Because if you think about what the ultimate seer is a god. They don't always interfere in what's going on, but they can predict how things are happening or what's going to happen or see the reality for what it really is. And I just feel like I don't know. It's a mystery, but it's one of those mysteries that like I'm here for it entirely. But they did a great job of like laying down so much of the plot lines that we need to know while not filling us in. Like, I have no idea where this is going to go next season, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of have an idea, but that's more like continuing past the plot line because we've seen the clown at this point, and the acting, the role play. Yeah, we know that's important for the next step.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know it because each pathway is a different, I guess, system into what you got to do to make it better.
Yeah, but we do know that because they said that you have to act out, like you have to act as the role that you're partaking in for that path. That's
exactly right. Yeah. So we don't know exactly that what the acting method is going to be for the clown pathway to get that digested, but we do know that it is the acting method to get through it all. Yeah, that is what's interesting to me. Learning what the clown method is, because when he was a seer, he obviously did divinations and fortune tellers for people. Now for the clown, at the end, it kind of foreshadows the fact that he was portraying a clown when he saw his family again. So that is how he's going to digest this. I guess that's what he's working on straight away. It's like, I'm about to fucking digest this clown potion as fast as possible so I can go up to sequence 8 or 7, because he's already at sequence 8. Sequence 7. It just makes me think, dude, like I think they said the guy for the church was like a sequence 6 or something like that, and he was trying to go to sequence 5. He had to do all of this planning and plotting and fucking just decoding everything just to get that silver box, just to get to sequence 5. How crazy is that?
It goes to show how steep the levels get.
Yeah.
When you get there.
We don't even know what his current pathway is. I think, we know it's a demon pathway, but like, what are the steps for demon, bro? And it's
we don't even know what the actual step name is.
Yeah, it's 22 different pathways you can go through too. Like, it's man, I think this world and lore and power system has going for it, and the fact that it doesn't over explain, because you don't need to. Don't insult the intelligence of your viewer. That's what the moral of this show is to me. I think this is about to sound fucking just egotistical as hell, but I think if you're stupid, you would not enjoy this show, because this show does not cater to the unintelligent. Like, you got to actually pay attention. And I don't mean that in a satirical way. I'm saying, like, you actually got to understand where stuff is leading you, because if you don't, you'll be confused. You'll be flabbergasted. And the partial confusion is intentional, because then it all figures itself out when it explains it to you. You're like, oh shit, that's fucking cool. Because we are absolutely confused for a lot of it, but when it's explained, the misunderstanding is gone, and you're just left with more growth and more just, I guess, knowledge of the show that you just didn't have before, and that makes it just so much better to consume for me personally.
Yeah, and not to mention they drop little details that they want you to pay attention to without necessarily saying them.
Yes,
like for instance, don't stare directly at a guy.
Yep,
and then they'll bring that back just for you to have to pay attention.
Yep,
that's not something you want to do. It's not something that your character wants to do.
Even if you're on the verge of becoming a god yourself, you still don't want to stare at a god. Oh, it's so good. That moment was so good. I fucking stood up out of my seat and everything. Captivated. All right, let's start the review. Starting with animation tale. What is your score on animation for Lord of Mysteries?
I feel like this is kind of a cheat code. This is the easiest one to rate, because what else could it be other than a 10?
Yep.
With how this is movie quality from beginning to end.
Never degraded once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put 10 as well. It's self-explanatory. I talked about it earlier. Everything felt like it had weight. Footsteps felt like they were connecting to the ground. Again, I know I say this and it sounds weird to say for an anime or an animation, but the camera movement was fucking phenomenal. Everything felt heavy. Everything felt proportionally correct. Buildings to scale, carriages to scale, streets to scale. Everything felt heavy. So
the dynamic shift of the camera angles that they would use, the panning and zooming and tilting that they did, the certain things being blurred when they needed to be blurred, and the just how the cinematography went with how things moved, bro.
Top tier.
Easy.
Honestly, best in its class, to be honest. Now,
Yeah.
sound design. Sound design for me was just as good as animation. I feel like it's a 10. And what I mean by that is it's just the music, the quality of the music, the way everything fucking meshed together with the world and the lore. Everything felt epic. Everything felt like I was watching Peaky Blinders or fucking some other European action show or movie or something like that. It was so well done. Footsteps. You can hear and feel the heaviness of the footsteps. Voice acting was spectacular. The screeching of whatever abomination that they showed you in the week was great. And then the fog and the voice change for Klein and everything just carried so much weight as far as sound design and animation that I thought it was also perfect. I don't think there was anything wrong with any one of those two things. I can't think of one flaw. Tell. If you give me a flaw, I'll change the score right now.
The only flaw you can get with this sound design is that you need a better surround sound system.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I mean that like wholeheartedly. There were moments where I have it playing on my TV, and the bass
I can only imagine.
It's important. It's important, bro. Because every time they go into that fog, it trembles, and it felt impactful. It's definitely a 10.
Yeah,
it's definitely a 10. I don't know where else you could go with that.
Yeah. Moving on, pacing. How did you feel about the pacing of Lord of Mysteries?
I gotta say the pacing was my least favorite part, and I say that with the fact that they were all about 33 minutes except for one episode, which I think was 28 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted longer episodes.
Was that a problem though?
I kind of wanted more detail in the episode, and I know that sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy. The pacing for me, it felt like I just wanted more in these longer episodes. But I say that to just hear me out when I say this. I think the pacing was actually amazing. In my personal opinion, it
was your least favorite part, but it was amazing.
It was my least favorite part. I didn't think about what I was going to give it beforehand.
That's me every time we do a review.
I don't have any problem with the pacing. It's a 10.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, this is where it deviates for me. It's not a 10 for me personally. For me, the pacing, I guess you could say the simplicity of the monster of the week for me was not the best part. And there was a lot of times where I thought the episode, it went long. It was 30 minutes with not a whole lot happening. So me personally, I do think the pacing kind of took a dip, and it also was probably it was probably my second to least favorite thing. My least favorite thing coming later. Spoiler review for that. But again, my least favorite thing is still relatively high. I digress. The pacing was a little bit of a struggle though. And only because it was like monster of the week, so formulaic. Even though the stuff that happened in it was still progressive, it was always some progression going on in the underlying story, which was great. But the monster of the week pacing kind of does feel formulaic, and there's no way I can call that perfect. So for me personally, I give the pacing a 9. Still relatively high, but not perfect. Now, I can start with plot. Plot was probably my favorite part. if you couldn't tell. Besides the animation, the sound design being spectacular, the plot was fucking. It's enthralling, man. It's enthralling because you just want to know more. You just need to know more. You just can't wait to get more of the story, because it's like, okay, he added someone else to the table, or to the what do they call it? The tarot table. I'm gonna call it here for lack of a better term. We didn't get anything on that. He obviously came back to life because he was dead as hell. Somebody snatched out his heart. Mm-hmm. We have an inclination of why he came back to life, which is fucking cool, but we need to know more about that. He's acting in his clown form now. To see how he digests that is going to be extremely interesting. Like, there's so many questions and answers that we need for this plot that is so captivating, because you just need to know how he's going to attack the main villain, or I guess the cult of villains, if you will, because it's a cult literally, and how the world is going to grow even more. It's just spectacular. I think the plot is a 10. I can't find a flaw in the plot. I truly can't. Okay, maybe you could say that it's confusing if you watch the sub, but that's
because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's if you watch the sub.
The plot does a great job of leading you without really giving you misconceptions. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't feel like anything that they demonstrated or told us was inaccurate to the world.
Right.
I feel like everything that they showed us led to something else, or projected to something else, or built on something else. Yeah, it always has something that stemmed from it. The stories they're trying to tell and demonstrate to us, there's still a lot of mysteries.
Yeah.
But that's also in the title. And I feel like they're living up to that. I also think the plot is a 10.
Bro, the end where he's like, and what is your name, sir? Sherlock Moriarty. I'm like, oh shit. He's going by somebody from his world. In this world, one of the best detectives there ever was. Oh, shit, so good. And just every time as we're talking about it, I'm just thinking about it. It's just like, fuck, it just gets me excited for next season. Is it crazy to say, and this is a side tangent, I absolutely love To Be Hero X. Is it crazy to say I like this more than To Be Hero X? I think this is just more my speed than To Be Hero X is. Even though I love To Be Hero X. To Be Hero X is like a 9.5. Period.
If I were to say, just you know, like you said, side tangent, I would say I enjoy To Be Hero X more.
This is more your shit.
But when I look at something in a review, point of view, I feel like I have to be a little bit more objective here. Mm-hmm. The only thing I think that was the least objective thing I did here on this list was the pacing. Everything else I feel like has 100% been as objective as possible.
Yeah. All right, for me, the characters. This is my least favorite part. Outside of Klein, the characters weren't like, it wasn't that many characters that I really honestly cared about that much. Dunn I liked. He had his weirdness to it, but I like the professor more, which is the voice of Ainz, which is the dude that who lived for seemingly thousands of years. But everybody else was kind of like forgettable or non-existent to me outside of his family. So Klein's family, the professor, and then Dunn. While I did like the old dude a little bit, I wasn't attached to him. I wasn't really attached to anybody else outside of those few. And to be fair, we really didn't get that many people when you really think about what we watched. Like, it wasn't that many other characters in the whole show. Outside his, the tarot table. But then they didn't have much of a role either. So for me, this was the weakest part of the entire show, was the other characters outside of Klein, his family. And his family was barely in it. but I did like his family. Whenever they had their moments, it was sweet and endearing and believable. Dunn as the captain was cool, but nobody else had any interest in, or in the professor, but nobody else I had any interest in whatsoever. So for me, this is where I give it a little bit lower score. I give the characters an 8.5.
So, while I disagree with Polow, and I understand why, because when I say disagree, I mean to say that it's not that the characters, because I think you're right when you say that they were not interesting for certain characters. I don't think that some characters were as compelling.
Yeah.
I think they achieved their roles though. Like every character succeeded in the role that they were presented in and delivered to us.
What you mean, like plot wise? Yeah.
I think they 100% did that. I think they carried their roles that they were supposed to do. Now, being as objective as possible, I actually thought that an 8.5 was a little high. Personally.
What?
Yeah, I think it's a little high. I think it's got to be an 8 for the characters. And when I say that, I'm saying that the characters themselves, while I think they carried the roles, some of them were not as prevalent in the show to overstate or state their presence in the show.
I was confused because you said, well, I disagree with, like it was like a math, like you were going to be higher or something.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But I do think that the characters were not as, some characters were not as solidified within the essence of the show itself to even make a name for themselves. Like they could have never had a name and it would have been okay.
Right.
Whereas other characters, you know what I mean? They were important. They had weight to them, like we talked about with like the sound design or anything else. They had that presence that made them feel cemented within the show. And when something happened to them or around them, you would notice, I would notice, anyone watching would notice, versus other characters. If something happened, you'd be like, dang, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
What's the old man's name?
Neil.
Yeah, but I liked him, but he didn't carry the same weight.
Yep. Same with I don't know the fucking purple hair dude name. Long hair dude name who seemed to have some voice whispering to him. No idea what his name was. The chick was interesting. Not the dream walking, the whatever that chick did. The ghostly chick that can like kind of, I don't know. Who she, but again. Yeah. And she even like became stronger at some point in the show. Yep.
But it was like we didn't get to see that or spend that time with her.
We're virtually on the same exact page. I'm just slightly higher with the characters, but I think that's mostly because, again, I enjoyed Klein so much. I thought his character was really good, and I enjoyed his family and Dunn and the professor being the old dude. Because I think that the professor they gave a lot of time to. Well, everybody else they really didn't. The other people were definitely a supporting cast, while the professor had that episode about his son and the castle and his lives that he lived. Like that's why he was more developed than anybody else, really.
Yeah, but that was also why that character was so important to us. Obviously, we got to see, and I wouldn't say as much like, but he even the presence that he played for Klein, you know, just being around Klein in certain scenarios was higher than other characters. Absolutely.
All right, Tel. To go through what we've reviewed. I gave animation a 10. Tel gave it a 10. I gave sound design a 10. Tel gave it a 10. Pacing, I gave it a 9. Tel gave it a 10. Plot, I gave it a 10. Tel gave it a 10. Characters, 8.5 for me. 8 for Tel. For the overall score for me being a 9.5 and overall score for you being a 9.6, which makes Mike Check Waifu overall score is 9.55. Which is ironic because I called To Be Hero X a 9.5. Which it totally is, by the way. Which places? Oh, interesting. Which place Lord of Mysteries just under a place further than the universe, which is a 9.7.
I'm thinking about this, and I feel like 2B Hero X should be a little bit lower than a 9.5.
It might be. It might be. As far as like, well, I think characters for me are higher. Higher in Lord of Mysteries for sure. So that would bring my 8.5 to like an 8 for 2B Hero X. Personally. Because while I enjoyed, the first character, Ling Ling's character, and I enjoyed Ghost, and I enjoyed the one chick, nobody else I really enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no. All right. 9.55 places Lord of Mystery 6 on our list of reviewed stuff. Interesting.
It's not bad. That's a good spot.
I do believe so. It's above Too Many Losing Heroines at 9.5 and below A Place Further in the Universe, 9.7. A Place Further in the Universe is really fucking good.
Yes.
That show is really, really good. We still don't have a middle season review yet, but we'll talk about that later on. But I do think we should get to know Mike Check Waifu before we head out. What you think?
Let's do it.
Don't know whose turn it is.
I'm rolling random number generator.
And I'll read the question. What you get?
28.
28 is a reroll.
56.
56 is a reroll.
40.
40 is a reroll.
5.
5 is a reroll.
Oh my goodness. 94.
Okay. 94. What is your favorite supernatural anime? Lord of Mysteries. That's an easy one for me. I really do think
Noragami.
Okay. That's a great one, actually.
It's just my personal favorite. Do I think it's better than Lord of Mysteries? No.
No.
But personally favorite, yeah.
Let me go through the genre list before I commit to that real quick to see if that's how I really feel. Supernatural, if there's something that stand out to me more so. But you know how they be doing in anime lists. They just kind of throw
anything in there.
Yeah. Anything
like Fooly Cooley.
Right. Like Spy Family. Why Spy Family under Supernatural?
Is it?
Yeah. Tokyo Revengers. I guess Tokyo Revengers got that time thing going for it. Ooh. Charlotte is right there, though. Damn, I really like Charlotte a lot.
What about, what's that called? Golden Time.
Golden
Is that
Time
supernatural?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It's not really supernatural. No, the fuck? It's not supernatural. It's a natural occurrence.
I ain't watched it. I'm just talking.
Yeah. No, it's a natural occurrence, I think, personally. Because it's somebody that just gets amnesia. So. Damn. Yeah. Summertime rendering is there, but I wouldn't call it my favorite. Great though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm probably have to go with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Bleak Mirror there. That's your favorite show, ain't it?
It's got Monogatari there.
Ooh, Monogatari is so fucking good.
But I mean, you also got Bleach, Demon Slayer, Spirited Away.
God, I gotta finish the series Monogatari. Oh, so good. God, it's so good. All right. I think that's a wrap, right? We done.
That's it.
I'm at Polow. Quick. It really was. I'm at Polow Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Telliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at youtube.com/@MikeCheckWaifu and subscribe to the gaming channel. youtube.com/@RespectGames, RESPEC Games. And as always, Mic check.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu.